Okay. Namaste, great souls, as we continue our satsang spiritual practices and together in community via technology. Just wanted to, we'll be weaving through reminders of last week class, because of course, reminders for the rest of our life, how to step out of self-talk, that over thinking mind, and to practice observing versus serving all those thoughts that aren't very helpful. Some of them are, but a lot of them are just processing the same thing over and over again. And then if it gets negative self-talk, of course, we need to go into a little deeper, and it keeps coming up and it's hard to let go of. That's when we need to release it, probably with the help of a friend or a therapist, or more process is required around releasing. So let's get back to basics, and we'll be starting with our yogic breath practice here soon. But starting the day, I know this is midday for some of us, but I'd like to bring in just a very simple affirmation of gratitude, and and you'll tune into your intention of what you're grateful for. But I'm going to start with, I'm grateful for my health. And that can mean a lot of things, not just the physical health, the mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So I'll step back here and begin with the I am. So I am is a breathing technique. It's Hong Sa in Sanskrit. And we'll inhale, you could say it in English, I, on the exhale, am, or you can use the Hong, it sounds like song with the H, saw. So first, and we'll do the full yogic breathing, the belly, the heart, the crown. So first, just exhale through the mouth. Soften the shoulders. Inhale, belly, heart, crown. As you exhale, crown, heart, belly, feet, saw. Find your pace with it. It could be in the English. Inhale, I. Exhale, am. Hong Sa is translated to I am spirit. So we're tuning in as we breathe in and breathe out to I am spirit. Gentle focus at the spiritual I, inwardly, upwardly. Affirming the deepest truth of who one is. And there's a lot of inquiry around who am I? Who am I? As we take away our identifications, our labels, our titles, our possessions at the end of our life that will be stripped away, and we were left with our soul, with the I am. So why not tune in now? And feel that vast treasure house of spirit. Okay. So that links in with I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for my spiritual health. Notice what intention is coming up for you as you inquire into I am grateful for. And we could weave many things. We don't have to land the one thing. The one thing can mean many. All right. Okay, let's start out a little differently. Extending your left leg. I'm having my blanket underneath me still. We're twisting with our right hand on the right knee toward the left leg, and we're rising up. We're lifting up. And you can use a strap or reaching forward. We start with the elongated spine, and then we round and soften. Let every exhale draw you further inward. You can affirm what's coming to me now is I am peace. Part of that gratefulness is the mental capacity, the mental sheath of health. I am peace, or I'm cultivating peace every time I consciously breathe and practice. And then as I inhale, I'm coming up with more of a side arc, of more of a half moon. So we're arcing over into our half moon, and we're going to come up onto our right knee. So I'm going to adjust onto the blanket, protecting the knees. You may or may not need a blanket, but it's usually just a smooth sweep here. As that left leg extends and that left arm elongates, and then we reach over, and our extension of the left side of the body. I am grateful for my health. Mentally, in this moment, feeling the energy, feeling peace and energy and different qualities that go on, mentally and emotionally. And then slowly come back down, transitioning as gracefully as possible. And bringing that left knee in, taking a full yogic breath again with the Hong Saw. Inhale. Hong. Exhale, Saw. I am and spirit. Okay. We're extending the right leg of the cheeks so that you're rooted to the sit bone. Take your left hand, twisting toward that outstretched leg, starting with the elongated spine. Inhale, tuning into the solar side of the body, the right side. Heart lifts. Exhale, soften. And the classic affirmation is left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. Open to tune into those harmonies. Noticing where the disharmony comes as part of the yin yang of life, polarity, but coming back to the harmony. It's so important for our well-being and peace and health, mentally and emotionally, left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. You can tune into those. You'll feel the disharmony. Note it, name it, tame it, come back to the harmony. Inhale. Elongate. Stretching up. Oh, let's arc it over a little bit more. Yeah, take our time there. I almost forgot. In our half moon, taking our time to come up. And I'm going to adjust a little bit onto that blanket again and rise up. Woo. Stretching through the right side of the body. You can start with that arm up or over the ear. Noticing I want my knee a little bit more closer underneath my hip. Hear that oceanic sound. And if you're choosing the affirmation, I am grateful for my health. Notice what dimension of your health, quality of your health. And slowly coming down, sweeping the arm down, completing the cycle by bending your right knee, right foot in front, and coming back again to the full yogic breath, perhaps with the mantra. Inhale, belly, heart, crown, I am Om Sa. I am spirit. Feel that Holy Spirit vibrating through all the cells. And now we'll get the whole body involved. Draw the knees in. Coming into our, I like to do different variations of cat-cow. This variation will be on our forearms. So as we know, knees underneath the hips and come down onto the forearms. Okay, so we're gonna inhale, scoop out the low, mid, upper back, eye gaze forward. Exhale, round. Now you may notice when we're doing the forearms, you'll feel it more in the upper back and shoulders. That's the intention here. You're getting the entire spine on the inhale, scooping out, but then especially that upper neck, shoulder area. We all need this with our phones, tech neck, they call it now. So inhaling, scooping, extension, and then rounding. And you can luxuriate in this rounding for a couple breaths here. Really feel that opening in the back of the heart. Inhale when it's time. And bring the wrists where the elbows were. Just do one regular cat stretch. Feel the difference. Exhale. Of course, we're still getting into our neck and shoulders, but you felt the difference most likely. And then let's circle around. Still in the warm-up stage. A couple times each direction. Ooh. Flowing with prana. Grateful to feel that prana flow. That's a big part of health. And let's take it into full expression of downward facing dog. So let's hover those knees. Activate the core more. And then pour back. I'm going to tread it out. You feel what your body wants to do now. Make sure you press the weight more into the base of the fingers. I am grateful for the calm energy radiating through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. So as part of our emotional health and spiritual health, return to calmness and peace. Radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Even if you may not feel it completely, we're affirming our highest truth. Okay. Let's take it to the inner borders of the feet together, three-legged dog. Let's see how we do with the right leg lifting up. Possible, may or may not be possible. Do what your body can do. We're going to do the knee kicks, just two of them. Slowly bring that right knee toward the right elbow. Plank. And kick back. And the right knee toward the left elbow. Plank. Hover, strength, and kick back. Up. And then bring the knee toward the chest. And we're going to step, 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 or giant step. And we're going to bring this right foot on the inside of the right hand. Come into our lunge. Expand the heart. Come on top of that left knee. And hydrate. So yoga is such a complete science and philosophy. Yoga Nidra works with the emotional body very, very well. Like, for example, if you're not feeling calmness and peace, what would be the opposite? Frustration, tension, doubt. We can work with that too. We would work with that. I'll do that at the end in our practice, the yoga nidra. We go to one side of the emotion, then the other, let both be here, create space for it all, and then bring them both together. And there's that neutralization of the waves of feeling. So there's wonderful practices in yoga when we're not feeling those expanded states or those peaceful states. Okay, let's see what happens if we can bring one forearm down, then the other, and roll onto the little toe side of the foot. Open that hip flexor deeply, almost like a pigeon, and that same effect of the deep hip opener. Okay, and from here, we're going to take it differently into, before we go into this whole flow to the other side, we're going to do our belly down twist now. So what that means is bringing your right knee out to the side from the hip, lowering down, get readjusted. So coming onto the forearm, just get that alignment of our half frog here, okay? And then we lift the right elbow tip up and we thread the left arm through and we open into our lying down twist. And I'm just going to go back and forth a few times. Knee and shoulder, knee and shoulder. I'm going to scooch over so I have space. Just have enough room in the living room. Okay, and you can take it in this stage or you can extend that leg. You decide, but you want to get the back of the heart as much as you can on the floor. And then this right arm comes up and over in that rainbow arc. And we affirm divine life is within me and all around me. Divine life is within me and all around me. When we're looking, sensing and feeling, tuning in, cultivating that. We're asking for it. We're sensing and feeling it. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to feel that divine life within me and all around me. Again, that's spiritual health coming down onto our belly. Oh, so grateful for that. Coming back onto our forearms. And then we're going to lengthen up in our Sphinx Cobra. Remember that imaginary block between the inner thighs, protecting your low back. Rising up to greet this day, moment by moment, breath by breath. And then we'll take it into our full cobra, perhaps, or partial. Inhale and coming on the knees or off the knees. Let's add that lion's breath. Stick out the tongue, eye gaze up. Shoulders down. Another way of getting that frustration, angst, energy out. And, you know, we're human, we got it, okay? But we can release it. That's the beauty of it, knowing we can release it. Knees underneath. Back to hovering a couple breaths if you choose. To the fire in the core. And then pouring back into our downward facing dog. I'm slowing down the tread a little bit. You see what works for you. No, feeling that blood flow toward the brain, cleansing the mind. I'm going to stabilize and just hit some circles here. Stopping the overthinking by slowing things down, coming into breath, sensation, movement. Okay, we know what's going to happen here. We're going to draw our inner borders of our feet together. If possible, spread those toes wide, lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, if you can. It's strong, it's meant to be. We're going to knee kick it, perhaps that left knee toward the left elbow. And kick it back. Left knee toward the right elbow. Adding our strength and our flexibility. And lengthening up. Bending the knee, giant stepping or step, step, step with that left foot inside or outside on the outer corner of the mat. The left hand inside will elongate into the lunge, expansion. And easing down. So I'm grateful for what the physical body can do. You know, we all have different things going on. Bring the forearm down, but what we can do, right? Say it every class. I'm grateful for what the physical body can do, and of course we modify. We modify if this doesn't work for you. Everybody could take a pose that does. And seeing where, as we roll onto that little toe side of the left foot, that deep, deep, deep hip opener, hydrating dental floss for the hips. So important. Yep. Center of our body. Breathing deep into the belly, deep into the low back, deep into the hips. And especially if you have something going on there, see what kind of light, what kind of energy you want to put into that. Breathe into it like a gold, or, well, I don't want to tell you what color you pick, but a healing light around that particular body part that may be flaring up. Okay. From here, we come into our belly down twist. So we bring our left knee out to the side from the hip, but we reset. We reset our Sphinx arms to get into this belly down twist. And we lift the left elbow and thread the right arm through. And we're going to enjoy our twist by pulsing back and forth between the left shoulder and the left knee, so that eventually that knee comes off the ground and the back of the heart is grounding into the earth, being supported, and we're sweeping, or you can extend this top leg if you want. We're sweeping our left arm up and around and affirming divine life is within me and all around me. Tuning into our spiritual health and well-being. These branches on our health branch, the yoga is allowing it all, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. Divine life is within me and all around me. Coming to our highest truth as we come back onto our belly now. Adjusting. Take a moment in Sphinx to get the hip alignment and the legs strong, but then we'll go into a few local series, recharging our spine and opening our wings of joy. Grateful to feel joy, okay? Inhale, lifting the legs, pulse it out. See how that feels with that imaginary block. Lift the upper body as well, recharging. And then arms can reach back and then soften. Pulse up, maybe to the side. Expand upward with my wings of joy. And back down to the side, toward the toes, pulse up again. Ease, out to the side. Expanding upward on the wings of joy. And then the most challenging, if you choose to go there, is out in front. Pulse it up. And that's completely relaxed, stacking one hand, resting the spiritual eye. The spiritual eye on the hands, the large toes touch. And feel the whole front body being supported by the earth. Where I am breathing, we're full yogic breathing. And this position, coming back again and again to the truth within us all. I am spirit, the soul. And then feet hip width apart. Hands underneath the shoulders. Your variation of Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Inhale here, or on the knees, or off the knees. The lion's breath 2 or 3 times. Feeling our wings of joy opening in our jaw. And having to hold that stuff in. And let's take an ease. Let's go wide with the knees and do a prayer pose. I'd like to lift off the wrist here onto the fingertips. It's into the shoulders more and resting back again and again to the truth of who we are, already whole, already free, already aware, and our deepest soul nature. Okay, rounded spine, coming up. One more cat stretch, scooping out. And then exhale, round. Neutral spine. We are going to hover off the knees, 2 breaths. 4 back to our front, downward facing dog. And then perhaps doing a breath of fire, exhaling navel to spine, exhaling through the nostrils 10 times, and press into the fingertips. Begin. Slow it down. Elongate. And taking it into, well, we're going to do that 3-legged dog again if it's in your practice. I'm going to lift the left leg this time. Bend the knee and giant step it forward into any way you can into our warrior 1. So once you get set up with the feet, we reach back. Inhale, lift the upper body. And sweep the arms up. Okay, back with 30 degrees. Exhale, you can use hand weights here. I attune my will to the source of all power. You can go out to the side. And maybe one more ascent upward. I attune my will to the source of all power. Now notice as we're in cactus arms, we can do a rounded spine here. A bit of a rounded spine. Drawing the forearms in and opening up. Let's try that again. So just bringing in those shoulder openers to a pose you may not think about it in that way in our Virabhadrasana 1. Okay, now bring the hands on the hips. And we're going to step that back foot. You may need a couple steps, no problem, to come into mountain pose, rooting down, lengthening up through the crown, sky, clouds. And we're going to go into tree before we go to the other side. So doing our balance pose, we're going to have your block You can, or just tap your foot. So I'm going to root down through the left foot. The right knee comes out to the side. So this is the tapping of the foot, or you would have a block there. Looking at a point in front of you, get those roots growing. And then maybe lift to the calf, or maybe to the inner upper thigh. And then your body will tell you, even those branches are going side to side. I'm purposely going side to side to find my center. I'm poised. Even if I'm wobbling, I'm going to come back to my center. The roots, the branches of support. And then letting the arms come down. We're not staying here too long. Bringing that knee in and flow. Circle around. Okay. All right, that energy of the tree. We talked about that. Just tapping into a tree. I do that every lunch break. Bringing in the extra energy of that tree into my heart, into my being, and thanking it to go into the rest of the day. Or anytime you do that, morning, afternoon, evening. All right, we're going to do that to the other side. Hands to the heart. Let's bring others into our flow here. Visualize anyone you would like to bring to the mat today. Grateful. And for their, whatever they're needing, as we tap into the spiritual eye, crown, lengthen and grow, and then swan dive forward. Forward fold. Shake it out. Any extra overthinking, or looping of thinking, forward bends, literally cleanse it out. We feel that blood flow cleansing the brain. And then we step it back, and we're going to step right back to three-legged dog. Magnetize the heart toward the thighs. And we're going to bring that right leg up. Extend it. And step it through. So knee toward the chest, into Virabhadrasana 1. Back foot 30 degrees. Take your time as we reach back and the heart lifts up. And then we sweep the arms up and we root down. Tracking that knee over the second toe. Okay. I attune my will to the source of all power. See where the arms want to go here, maybe upright, maybe out to the sides. I attune my will to the source of all power. I'm grateful that the awareness is there for the attunement. I'm grateful for my health. All those ways of being healthy. Notice what that is for you. As we now come forward. So we're going to bring our hands on our hip. You could step, 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 or giant step forward. Either way. Get recentered again for our balanced pose of the day. The tree pose, Rikasana. Rooting down through that right foot. Noticing if you want the block. Or you lift off the heel, look at a point in front of you, drishti gaze is important. Calf, thigh, just not on the kneecap itself, the side of the knee. And then let those branches, maybe they want to be, by your side. Maybe they're opening up. They're swaying. And I am affirming, I am calm, I am poised. Amidst life's challenges, we could come back to our center at some point. Okay, so feeling the branches of your tree, we're nourishing them, we're watering them, we're feeding them their nutrients every time we practice, and then circle that energy around from the earth through the lower chakras to the upper chakras, all the way through to the crown of the head, feeling the energy, and back to the hands in Namaste or Eagle Heart Mudra. So I'm feeling that I am grateful for the love, not just the feeling of love, but the energy of love, energy of love. Think of those other beings you would like to send the energy of love to. Okay, we'll get into our standing pose flow. Stepping back a bit. So I'm going to go wide. And we're going to turn our right foot out to the side, left foot in Virabhadrasana 2. So we did Warrior 1. Now we're going to do Warrior 2. Track that right knee over the second toe. Getting those shoulders, hips stacked. I'm going to open and expand the heart as we look over the right fingertips. Now notice we do this a lot. We do palms down, feel that grounding energy. So if you're needing more grounding, we take out the medicine chest, we take what we need. We're needing more uplifting, expansion. Maybe our emotion's a little too down, we want to bring it up. We're going to float those arms up. Joyfully manifest the power of the divine. So we're manifesting this power within us in all kinds of ways. Subtle, big, we are all manifestations of the power of the divine. Now we're going to take it into extended side angle pose, lightly resting this forearm on the thigh, and then maybe going deeper with this hand down on a block and this arm extended. Whatever works for you. As we get into this, remember how we started on our knee? Now we're in the full expression of side angle pose. And to feel strong. And then very different now. We're going to sweep that right arm down, and you may want to fold your blanket or have your block here to help with that left hand. And all we're going to do is we're going to bend this back left knee and stretch through this right hamstring as we sweep our arm up. So we're going from side angle, it's called crouching tiger, to this pose. It's opposite. Okay, just a couple breaths, but it's an interesting transition to do that again. So we bend the knee. Your blanket, I'm using my blanket like a block. Bring the extension into side angle, couple breaths. This may be a new one for you. I don't teach this often. And then we bend the left knee. We adjust and stretch through that right hamstring. You can bring the arm up or not. You can have the hand down. Sometimes that's easier or more challenging. Okay. And then let's come into our extended wide angle pose. We're almost there. Why not? Stretch the arms out in front of you. Ooh, elongate the spine again. Bring the hands now to the ankles and let the crown draw toward the earth. Relaxing unnecessary burdens. A looping thinking mind, just let it reset, recalibrate. Back to the awareness of spirit.
All right. Hands underneath the shoulders. If you want to heel toe it in and bend the knees to protect your knees, go ahead.
Come up, opening into star pose. And let's take it into mountain before we go to the other side. Just take that in, take that extended side angle, warrior two, crouching tiger. Feel if the hands want to be in the belly and the heart. Back to the inhale, the hong. Exhale, soft. I am spirit. Tuning in to I am grateful for. You feel it in. The health branch shows what's going on for me today, and of course, including grateful for others, you. Okay, we're going to go into our Virabhadrasana 2 again. So nice wide stance and bending the left knee over that second toe. Try not to have the upper body going forward quite yet. We're trying to stack those shoulders and hips and expand the front, back, and sides of the heart. Reaching our arms out, looking over the left fingertips, rooting and grounding. Of course, we need both that rooting and grounding. And then if you're feeling too in that kind of mucky downward energy, we want to lift it up. We want to be expansive into the upper chakras and to the awareness and divine manifestation of spirit. Coming back, using the physical body to return to our spiritual health. Just one way of the Hatha Yoga. There's many ways. And use the affirmations for the mind. And then also there's emotions in some of the affirmations. And we'll work with the Yoga Nidra shortly. So let's come into our extended angle pose, side angle pose. I'm going to bring the hand here first, option 1. The arm could be here or here. Option 2 is to bring your hand on a block or a blanket and get that swing going before we go into full extension. All these standing poses are meant to be strong. If you can uplift the heart, uplift the gaze. Hear the oceanic sound. And then we do our new variation, perhaps to you, as we bend and walk the hand onto a block or a blanket. And maybe bring this arm up as we extend through that left hamstring, bending the right knee. So just think opposites here. We went from bending the left knee, we'll do it one more time. Extended side angle. Take your time with these transitions. So we bent the left, we are bending the left knee. Now we're just shifting the bend eventually to the right knee. As that left leg extends, maybe the arm doesn't come up, maybe it stays down. It's intense. And then coming down, meaning into our forward fold, large toes in. Let's go ahead, move this blanket out. Wrists underneath the shoulders. We're going to add that twist. So right fingertips face the left hand reaches up. And then we reach, I'm going to heel toe my feet in a little bit so that my right hand can come above the left ankle and left hand above the right ankle.
Deep exhalations. And back. Elongate the spine. Just think opposites. Left finger, so good for the brain to do this opposite work. Left fingertips face the right hand, the whole torso twist, just not the arm coming up, the whole torso. And then it might be easier to think of bringing this upper inner arm by the ear. And then the other hand, both are above the ankles. We're breathing into the ribs. And the core. That's a deep half moon upper body twist with a deep hamstring opening. Lots going on here. Okay. Releasing out. Elongating the spine. Now, when we come up, let's see if we can interlock. Different bodies, it's harder to do. You can have your hands on your hips. Elongate. Bend the knees. Watch the head rush. We've been upside down for a little while. So focus at the tip of the nose. And then enter the star. And then back to mountain or circle. Circle your mountain first. Okay. Hands to the heart for Eagle Heart Mudra. Elongate to move the crown. Yeah, that blue sky, that Buddhist image of saying where the thoughts and feelings are these clouds coming in and out, changing all the time. But the blue sky of awareness, it doesn't change, it's changeless, it's whole. It's where our freedom is, in that blue sky of awareness. And just learning how to ride these waves of the changing cloud formations, changing thoughts and feelings. Okay, I'm gonna come down to the ground. I'm gonna get a drink of lemon water here, and we'll eventually hit the earth. Good. Okay. All right. So as we come, I know I didn't guide you through this, but if you're already down, see how you do in Malasana. This is such a great pose. I'm trying to do this pose without doing a whole yoga series when I find myself over, before meditation, after meditation, that kind of thing where you can fit it in. So great for the digestive system. Okay. Very good. Let's come down now. And now we did extended leg pose, of course, just standing. And I just want you to feel the difference as we're now seated. Moving the cheeks left and right. You could sit on a blanket for sure. Hands to the heart. Hands to the spiritual eye. Elongate. And then just go wide. You could go straight forward. You could do a lot of things. Always variations here. But just notice when the arms go wide. And then the heart comes forward. Lifting up, breath by breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. You don't have to touch the earth, but if you want to, or you can put the blanket there for the spiritual eye, wherever you're at. Just feel the difference of the same physical pose in a different plane, in a seated plane. I'm grateful for my health. Notice what branch perhaps of your health comes up for you. It's been a little bit mentally and emotionally choppy, difficult. Let's reach out for support.
So symbolic of reaching out. Inhale, sweeping up. And tuning in, so that accepting, allowing things to be here. We're going to bend that right knee and just place the right foot either on in front of the inner thigh or on the outside of the thigh for our deep twist. Elongate the spine, and then from the core, turn on. I like to hug the elbow, inside elbow into the knee. This hand like a kickstand behind you, chin parallel. Maybe bring the elbow out to the side as you gaze over. I get to see several trees here in the window view, just noticing. You could close your eyes, you could open your eyes. Again, back to left and right and all around. I'm looking for life's harmonies. We know disharmony is there as well, but we're looking for life's harmony. Things are pretty peaceful out there in this moment. Coming back, lengthening up. Before we go to the other side, rock the baby. Okay, so the spine's going to round a bit, and we're going to rock side to side. Again, wonderful hip opener here. Okay, we can take our hands on the toes and circle around, stir the pot. But then as we elongate the spine, we don't want the rounded spine here, we want the elongated spine, so we may need a strap. And then we lower this right heel, because, yeah, the right heel past the left, most likely. Fabulous, shake it out. Again, you can give yourself a little bit of lift if you feel your low back's crunching down. Sit on some blanket to get that lift. Left knee bends, right leg extends. Elongate up, right. Twisting from the core. Hugging that knee. Left hand behind you, maybe the elbow on the outside of the knee, maybe hugging in. I'm going to hug in this time as I look over. Hit the ocean view. Expanded water element, the fluidity. Left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. All these metaphors, spiritual metaphors of the waves, could be tsunami-like at times in our life, but it will calm down, it will settle, and we want to go to the depths of the ocean, more stillness, more calmness. Ride these waves, finding the harmony, knowing it will be there at some point, and coming back around. Rocking the baby. Go ahead, and there will be a rounding of the spine. And then maybe circling, stirring the pot. And going for when it feels right, going for the uplift and the extension. I've had my strap here, which you see it right out in front of me. You're going to reach up, take your time, and feel that extension. Extension of the left heel past the right. Thank you, body. Grateful for what my body can do. It's certainly shifted over time, which, you know, it's natural, right? Okay. Can we be with those adjustments? Now we're going to melt down. We're going to take our time to melt down onto the low back, mid back. Now we need core strength here as we ease down, pressing through the feet to the upper back. Let's just fold in. Let's give ourselves a nice big hug here. Rocking side to side with the head
This is releasing the spine, the back and the neck, and the back of the head, and the brain loves this, okay? Now we did our deeper belly twist, so we're just gonna do a simple windshield wiper twist. But keep in mind, as you bring the feet down to the outer corners of your mat, couple mats here. You want the heart to be open and the knees to drop down. You could look away from those bent knees or just turn the head to the opposite direction to get that neck extension. Notice which affirmation may just organically come up for you. I am grateful for my health. But again, what's coming to me is divine life is within me and all around me. Divine life is within me and all around me. Looking for that, sensing and feeling it into it. Engage the core. And before we go to the other side with our windshield wiper twist, we're going to do what's called shoelace. So the right knee comes on top of the left, and we bring our knees in close to us, but then we're going to grab the anywhere on the outside of the foot, inside of the foot, and try to bring those feet wide. And then notice as you draw the knees away from you, you'll just get into the lower back more. If you want to get into the upper back or mid back, you bring the knees closer. So find that point with your knees where you want to, it's releasing the entire spine, but you can get specific. For a lot of people, it's the low back. So you want to bring those knees away from the chest as we widen through our feet. And breathe, just like we're starting with the I am or the Hong Sa breath, 2 or 3 rounds. Okay, when you're complete, unfurl, maybe shake it out a bit. Okay, and feet wide on the outer corners of the mat. Reset the spine and arms out to the side. Keep the heart open as those knees go to the right, head to the left. That's what happens with the palms. The palms could be, if you need, again, real simple, need more grounding. Keep the palms down, more uplift, expansion, palms up. Those qualities right there are huge in our hand placement in our yoga practice or in our life practice. Our life presence. Returning to presence again and again. I'm grateful for my health. Divine life is within me and all around me. Let the belly really expand here. Now we can lengthen the exhale. Another important prescription for calming. Lengthen the exhale for more energy. Lengthen the inhale. More balance. Equal inhale, equal exhale. 5 minutes though to reset the nervous system. Engage the core. Lift the knees up. Simple, important practices. And shoelace. Okay, left the leg extends, left knee on top of the right, lift the knees toward the heart, go wide with the feet, hold on to that little toe side of the foot or wherever you can grab the foot. The more you widen the feet, the more the hip opening will happen, and then decide, discern where those knees want to be. And our shoelace.
Slow yogic breathing, adding mantra, or staying with the sensation of the breath. And when you're complete, releasing, shaking out the legs, getting tuning in to sense and feel what would be best for your Shavasana today for deep restoration. Are you wanting a heart opener with the block at the back of the heart bolster? I'm doing a hip opener. Or perhaps you're wanting more contained hips. That would be the knees together, the feet wider, you know, the many choices, the legs up the wall, inversion, all that. So taking your time to set up for your deep restoration, corpse pose, dying to this person only. We're deeper than that. We're presence within this form, within this person is presence. And we're going to go through a couple emotional layers just because we're in our personness. There is the humanness here. We want to acknowledge that. We want to know what to do when we hit certain emotional and tough spots. Okay, and get unstuck. That's what we want to do by going in and through. And our psyche is so used to just not wanting to deal because it's painful to push it away, but we're actually allowing and then feeling that wave of release, hopefully, as I get closer. We're going to get cozy. And we'll go into restoration. Okay. Okay. All right. So settling in, noticing if you're on your back, and just let your back body get heavy. Perhaps easing your head from side to side, depending on the position you're in. What will make you even 5% more comfortable as your head stabilizes? And perhaps if it speaks to you, bring in your affirmation of I am grateful for health, or whatever it is you're grateful for. Or perhaps what's called a heartfelt desire, what it is that you want more than anything and right now in your life. Let that announce itself. Softening the forehead, open through the crown. Just know that light is pouring into the crown. Light of spirit. It's pouring through you. It's always here. We're opening to it. We've been opening to it. We continue to. And we soften the eyes, upper lids, eyebrows, the jaw. Notice the root of the tongue, tip of the tongue, sensation in the gums, even the teeth. On your next inhale, feel the cool air coming in through the nostrils and perhaps even coolness at the spiritual eye. and the warm cooked air coming out of the nostrils. Hear that oceanic sound in the throat. And let that expansive vibration soften the shoulders, go wide across the heart, and radiate down the arms. And we feel pulsation, sensation in the palms of the hands, digits of the fingers. Really get into breath sensing. What is my breath like now? And as we drop into the heart, we're again so important to allow space and the floor, the ceiling, the sidewalls of the chest. Just notice what feelings are perhaps present in the heart or emotions. And we'll do a gentle yoga nidra, working with the opposites of emotions. So perhaps feeling a sense of lightness, happiness, joy. Or remember a time when you felt like that. And then perhaps you may be going through a period where you're feeling heavy, sad, anger. You want these feelings to be here, opening and breathing into them. The harder feelings are human emotions. You feel those or whatever it is for you, but then you come back to wrapping around, letting the lightness, the feeling of happiness or relaxation, calmness wrap around harder feelings. And just see what happens when you allow both to be here, with the light wrapping around the difficult ones, just like you would soothe anyone, but it's especially a younger being. Put your arms around them, letting them know it's going to be okay. And continue the body scan, breathing into the belly and the ribs, that ventilation of relaxation of the breath. Easing of the hips, left and right, low back, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, all the way through to the soles of the feet, digits of the toes. Relaxed yet aware. And noticing if you could find an inner smile or a sense of inner joy or perhaps well-being. It's our joy kosha. And then the witnessing the witnessing awareness. We started with the Hong Sa, the I am breath, but again, many traditions inquire, who is it that is aware of my body, my breath, my fluctuating feelings, emotions, beliefs? Connect to that part of you that is capable of witnessing your experiencings. Observe, not serve. And then the deepest layer to return to is pure awareness. The part of you that's naturally whole, naturally free, naturally at ease. Can I connect to that innate aspect of myself that could return to peace no matter what the circumstance? And just resting in the pure awareness or witnessing awareness. The Hong Sa, the I am. Accepting, relaxing, and releasing. Steps to return. And if you're in a deep state of rest, you're certainly welcome to stay in Shavasana. I know we could open into our various branches of health, emotional, physical, spiritual, mental health, not bypassing anything. And if you are returning to movement, you do so gradually. Maybe opening the eyes and just looking around and then closing the eyes again. I remember to return to my innate sense of well-being. And then we want to send this energy to others, which we've been doing on the map, but in the classical sense of the 3-syllable Om sound 3 times. Could visualize those people we would like to send healing energy to, the planet itself, areas of the planet, whatever comes to your heart. I'm going to rub my hands together to generate some heat. And it's coming from the heart, the 3-syllable Om, and the belly and the crown. Inhale. Ah. And bringing the hands together and namaste, bowing to the wisdom of your heart, letting it lead the way, knowing that the practice can help you return to your pure awareness, to your true state of wholeness, and to be as compassionate with yourself through the fluctuations of our human emotions, thoughts, and feelings that could take us away, but we can return. So we will end the recording now.